Oh, it was Friday. It was Friday night.
It was Friday night.
They
played Wednesday and Friday night, I think.
Yeah.
They won Wednesday night and they won Friday night. So last week we left you at 2-2. Lakers won 4-2. They won out. They went out and got her done.
They beat them by about 29 points. It was just I watched most of the game. I watched a good part of the game, and they just played tougher. They played like they wanted it more, as we talked about before, and they were up a solid 10, 12 points the whole game, and then extended it. And yeah, so I'm excited. You know, so team won in my finals prediction. Check. Doug?
Okay. The next series was Orlando and Cleveland. This has been kind of the hot series, I think, for us on this show because it's the one we keep coming back to because it was the not so certain one. And I don't remember what I said. I don't remember. I don't think I made a specific prediction, but I did 2 weeks ago. I said Orlando is going to take Cleveland, and sure enough, in 6 they did. And I think the funny thing is that it was Saturday night, right, that they played?
Yes.
So Saturday night, I remember that Cleveland came out at home in Game 5 and took it. And then Game 6 was at Orlando, and you asked me, or you said something like, tongue in cheek, 2 more games to the biggest comeback in NBA history or something like that. And I was like, no, Orlando's taking it tonight at home.
and then
point blank. It wasn't even like I'm going to make a big prediction to contradict you. I was just saying.
Well, and in addition to that, I said, okay, let's say hypothetically they win tonight. Do they win the series at home in 7? The Cavs were talking about, and you said no.
I said no. I don't know why. Actually, if they went home, I think they probably would have. I don't know why I said no, but it doesn't matter anyway because they didn't.
It's just very interesting because what you said all along is that the Cavs would not. I don't remember if you said specifically made the finals or whatever, but I remember a long time ago you said on this show the Cavs will not win the championship.
I said the Cavs aren't going to make it to the finals because, or I think I probably didn't get that specific, but it's probably I think
you said they will not win the championship.
I think you're right. I was thinking not make the finals, but that's what I said. My whole reasoning was I thought LeBron was going to fail at a key moment. That never happened, actually. And actually, for the argument for years has always been that he just hasn't had a good supporting cast. But this series made it seem like that was true, though. Yeah. I mean,
what's interesting about the Cavs? I watched them play a lot this year. I wish in person, but not. What's interesting about the Cavs is he did have a supporting cast this year. He had, Mo Williams and I can't say his name, Adrinas.
Don't they have Ben Wallace in that team too?
Not anymore. I don't think. Maybe I don't even know.
I think they did.
I think they did. Yeah, but anyway, the team. It was interesting. You had your prediction right, just slightly backward.
Yeah,
the team let him down, and what's interesting about this is now there's all this talk about has this collapse, if you will, made him for sure want to leave and go to New York.
Yeah.
And we don't want to talk a lot about it because it's so far away.
We always, and everybody says New York. I mean, who knows what team it would be if he's, a free agent. I mean, it could be anybody really. But, yes, I mean, I would think to a certain extent that if I was on a team where I was a great, a big superstar and all that, and they continually could not give me what I needed to win the championship, because when you're LeBron James or Dwayne Wade or one of these superstars, you expect to be on a team that's going to win the championship. If you can't get it done there, I mean, it makes you wonder if you want to stay. By the way,
he did, yeah.
Cleveland center Ben Wallace, he is on the Cavs.
Yeah. So it's just disappointing. I mean, I don't want to see him leave Cleveland, but I think it's going to happen. I really do. I don't know. If they win the NBA championship next year, might be a little different, but it's very interesting. And you've said this, Doug. You've said this several times that it very rarely ever works out the way that the media and everybody says. This is what's going to happen. And so now we've got the Lakers and the Magic.
Who you got?
I think the Lakers win it in 7.
Lakers in 5. Orlando cannot keep up with them, and they won't.
See, here's the thing about Orlando, and I thought about that, and I thought you were going to say something similar to that. Orlando has been a very, very defensive-minded, tough team this whole season. They finished 3rd in the East. They had a very, very solid season. I don't think they're just going to roll over, and I don't think it's going to be a 5-game series. I could be wrong, but
I think so because I think LA has more weapons. Than
what do you call it? What do you call it? The superhero
the superstar sidekick theory, which is that every NBA team to be a championship contender needs the superstar player and their sidekick. And right now for the Lakers, they have Kobe Bryant, and I would say Pau Gasol is probably the sidekick, with Andrew Bynum almost being like an extra sidekick that comes in. That's the thing, though. He's got 2 sidekicks.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, Orlando. I mean, if you want to make an argument, Dwight Howard's a superstar, but he's not even that great of a scoring superstar. He's a dunker who plays defense. So it's like he's not really the superstar.
So we disagree on the games, but we think.
I have a hard time seeing it. Listen, I would love nothing more than to see Orlando win just because it's different.
And not what anybody expected.
Especially since nobody was. I mean, the media has been telling you for months that it's supposed to be Orlando. It's supposed to be. Or no, sorry, not Orlando, but it's supposed to be Kobe LeBron, and it's not now. And it's kind of like, a few years ago when the Pistons made it to the finals and they played against the Lakers, and nobody gave the Pistons a chance. They didn't give the Pistons a chance to make it that far. I'd love to see like a team go out and win it, because I think the NBA is not a team-oriented league. But in the end, I still have a hard time seeing them take down the firepower that is LA.
Yeah.
And
they've been
that's
one
what
of the best
they
teams
are.
all
They're
year.
a powerhouse, and they have lots of firepower. And that's the thing. Like, if you shut down, let's just say Dwight Howard is put on. I don't think this is actually happening. But let's say Howard guards Kobe and he nullifies Kobe. You're gonna stop Bynum and
Gasol and Fisher and
what's that guy's
Vujicic and
what's that guy's name? Lamar Odom.
And Odom. Yeah.
You're gonna stop all those guys. I mean, it just seems like they have so much more depth to me.
They are a very deep team.
So I mean, I just have and I think I wouldn't be surprised if Game 1 ends up being like a 20-point win for the Lakers, like a blowout.
And what's interesting, remember, just real quick to note, what's interesting about the NBA Finals, it's 2-3-2.
Right.
I believe. I'm pretty sure it's. Maybe you can check that. I'm pretty sure it's 2-3-2. Because I think when we had a guest a few weeks ago, we talked about this, and I think it's 2-3-2.
Yes, and you guys were arguing about that. I'm gonna look it up. I'm getting there. LA, Orlando. Yep, 2-3-2.
It is 2-3. Yeah, that's the same as NHL, which is a perfect segue. Real quick, because I know we're.
Speaking of the NHL, we have fan mail for the first time ever. I'm just gonna read this quick email I just got this morning from a J. Laura. It says, it bothers me that you guys talk about other sports but fail to include hockey. Last I checked, hockey is a major professional sport and deserves coverage just as much as the NBA and MLB. Do the teams need more delinquent players or something? Is there not enough flavor for you guys? I don't think you can call yourself hockey fans if you don't address the lack of exposure. Oh, by the way, 2 really awesome teams are clashing in the Stanley Cup Championship Series. Ooh, we got railed.
Well, what's interesting is I never called myself a hockey fan.
Me neither.
So to
Mr. Lara.
To Mr. Lara, I never claimed I was a hockey fan. Actually, I'm pretty sure I've said on here that I didn't care.
And I would like to mention that for 2 awesome teams in the finals, the Red Wings sure are whooping up.
And they're up 2-0. What's interesting though is to that person is, I mean, thank you very much for writing in. But I think we talk about hockey every week. I think we've given it a fair discussion.
We're trying. Ooh, look at this picture of this guy punching that guy. I'm sorry.
That's a very good point. We're trying. We don't know a lot about hockey, but I think it's very interesting that the Red Wings are up 2-0. Did you say 5 or 4? You said it might be 4 for the Red Wings. I don't remember if you gave a game count.
I will have to look that up. I do not want to put words in my mouth. I said something. I made a prediction, but I'm pretty sure I predicted Red Wings to roll.
At least in 4 or 5.
At least in 5, if not 4. I might have said it was a sweep. But I don't give myself that much credit. Besides, they might still.
The Red Wings are just a better team.
They are the Yankees of hockey. That's just the simple. I mean, or at least the Yankees as of like '97 of hockey.
Yeah, of the '90s in hockey. Yeah.
But the point remains. To me, I mean, that's the real shame of it is that, I mean, by this point now, we're at a point in the season where my interest is at an all-time low, just because I just don't think this is going to go anywhere. I don't think it's going to be a great series, and I don't want to watch it if it's going to be one-sided, At one point, I was actually considering watching games, and, I mean, I didn't, but the point was that I was considering it. The point is that I was considering it. So, I mean, all in all, I think it's actually, I hate to go this route, but I think it's bad for hockey that these two are matched up.
For the second year in a row, and the fact that,
I think it is. It's a shame. I mean, to a certain extent, I don't like using that. I hate that. It's good for the sport. It's bad for the sport. Really, all the sport any sport needs is exposure. Point blank. I mean, as long as it's getting attention and being a hot story, that's not something along the lines of, the commissioner was like ordered 3 hookers and a bag of weed, then it's okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay, if the commissioner of any sport does that, that's bad publicity, not anywhere near good. Let's just put that out there. I want to make sure my position on this was clear.